All right, y'all. Hey, I already know I had to react to this shit because this shit was hella controversial and shit. Controversial. Oh, let me move my mic closer. My fault. Yeah, this shit was hella controversial and shit. Boom. So boom. I seen a little clip. Skip said some dumb shit. He throwing up crib. Hold on. Let me see what the fuck he talking about. So I don't take his clip out of context. Let me just watch this whole thing. And they even got another one, undisputed episode from like a couple days ago of when he first got suspended and shit. But yeah, let me see what they talking about after the and the crazy thing is, bro, I don't care. I don't care what y'all talking about. Colorado got open carry, bro, just like Texas, bro, just like Houston. I just came from out there, bro. Y'all can't tell me it don't, bro. I talked to multiple residents, multiple sources, and searched it up and made sure that they wasn't over exaggerating. But yeah, let me see what let me see the full clip of what Skip said, so I don't take him out of context.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna take Jaws' apology at face value. I'm gonna say he's apologized. He apologized. He's sorry for the things that he's done in the past, and I'm gonna say everything that happened before that apology was the old job. I believe the new job will go down a different road that he was traveling on. And so
I hope so.
I'm going to say
$200 million man with a $200 weapon.
Disappointing, Skip, because you have a veteran guy in Steven Adams noticing that there's something, and Shams also reported like everybody know who he was talking about.
Yeah.
He didn't call any names, but everyone that was in the meeting knew exactly who he was talking about. And instead of adhering to what Steven Adams was saying, what did y'all do? Got his bags and went out. So I'm going to say that was the old job. You know, sometimes, Skip, I think, you know, guys, and that's why I say it all the time, Skip, you cannot fool the guys in the locker room. You might be able to fool some of the media members. You might be able to fool some of the outside public. But you can't fool the guys in the locker room because they see you more than anyone.
Yep, see, I know. They see you every single day.
They know you as well, if not better than your own family, because guess what, Skip? You are around them all the time. If you have a problem, they're going to know about it. If you're going out on road trip every single day, you put your bag, as soon as you hit the town, you set your bag down and you're off and running, or you have your boys or someone come pick you up. They know about it. And so Steven Adams saw that this was a problem. He's probably thinking this is one of the reasons why we're 26-5 at home and we're 12-20 on the road. I'm not going to read too much into that, Skip, because I see the Golden State Warriors are 27-7 at home and they're 7-24 on the road. And I don't think they have an issue with Steph Curry and Clay and Draymond, their senior, their best players, going out on every road trip. But this was a problem, and Steven Adams sought to address it, and the old job, didn't adhere. Also, Skip, if you notice, people are making excuses because we know the NBA is investigating whether the gun and how the gun got to Colorado. People are saying, well, maybe he purchased the gun in Colorado. You're not purchasing a gun in a state that you're not a resident of. It doesn't work like that. Well, maybe it was a lighter. I don't think the Memphis Grizzlies are suspending Ja Morant for 2 games for a lighter. I don't think Ja Morant is issuing an apology if that's a lighter. So stop making excuses. That's part of the problem.
But they do got lighters that look like guns, though. No cap.
He or she needs if all people does is make excuses for them. I'm glad Ja finally realized, and maybe it took him going IG Live, because he was so tone deaf, because a lot of the issues that he had been dealing with, Skip, that we have started to hear about involved guns. He's so tone deaf, he's so oblivious to what's actually going on. What does he do? He get a gun, and he's twirling around. And I mean, look, Skip, a little old gun like that, when I saw the gun, Skip, the first thing come to my mind was Harlem Nights. You remember the scene with Eddie Murphy? They got the Gatling gun and do like pow, pow. And he told them, put that little you-know-what down. Even though it's a handgun. And I knew the NBA wasn't going to look favorably upon this. They frowned on situations like this because Ja is one of the faces of the NBA, and that's not a good look. And they're investigating to see, how did that gun get from Memphis all the way to Denver? And Ja's going to be in serious trouble if they conclude that gun was in his bag and it left and it originated maybe at the training facility. And so what? They went and that gun was at the arena. I think it's the Pepsi Center. I think that's what he played in Denver.
That's crazy.
And then he was at Shotgun Willis. Skip, you know Denver, that's my old stomping ground.
I know.
Shotgun Willis right there. right there in Colorado. Now here's the thing, Skip, because they were playing like downtown, and so he bypassed the Diamond Cabaret. They got a great steak at the Cabaret. Ooh. Went to Shotgun Willie's on Colorado Boulevard. There used to be one right behind it called the Mile High Saloon, and right down the street where we used to go, Skip, was a club called Jimmy's. Huh. Had a great time. I heard that. I saw it on the travel brochure. I don't know anything about these places, but I saw it on the travel brochure.
Okay, so Shannon,
I don't know anything about these places.
This is in what's called the Glendale neighborhood.
That's Glendale.
Glendale, that's exactly where I went when I was in Colorado. That's crazy.
We were in Glendale and Phoenix at the Super Bowl. That's where the stadium is, and there's a Glendale out here in Los Angeles, but there's a Glendale neighborhood there.
Colorado.
And is it? No, I read in the AP
exactly
report it's known for strip clubs and shopping, like strip shopping centers, I guess.
Cherry Creek is right. It's probably Skip is walking distance. Okay. Like Colorado Boulevard runs through, and it's right. It's absolutely right there. And I think that's Mississippi Parker Road in Mississippi. Parker Road in Colorado Boulevard. It's right there on the corner. You can't miss it. Like I said, I don't know if Mile High Saloon is still there, but you're right. Cherry Creek Shopping Center is right there in Glendale.
All right, Shannon, bro, y'all ass rumbling too much, bro. Let me hit Skip. Let me hit Skip, bro.
Dangerous area to you?
No, okay. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Let me hit Skip, bro.
Okay. Before I leave you and launch on this, I thought of you last night when I read that Steven Adams had called out the team, but they all knew that it was directed mostly at Ja for their road behavior or misbehavior. Do you remember times in your career as the sort of veteran senior leader of the Broncos and or Ravens when you felt compelled to pull a teammate aside or call a teammate out in front of the group and say, you got to shape up or ship out? Did you have any discussions like that with the younger player?
Absolutely, but it was never to the caliber of player that Ja was. One of the guys that I used to have conversations with all the time, and I don't think he'll have a problem with me saying it now, was Clinton Porter. Yeah. Because I saw the talent that he
All right, everybody, it's two of any of these for just $6.
Had, but I saw some of the things that he was doing, and so I would always pull him aside. And maybe had I stayed, Mike would have felt comfortable enough to keep Clinton Porter there. But once I retired, Mike ended up trading him to get Champ Bailey in return, and we already know how that worked out. It worked out pretty well for the Broncos. But yes, Skip, you always, because you see some of the things, guys coming in, smelling like, bro, go take a shower. Ain't no way you going into the meeting smelling like that. You took a shower this morning in a vat of alcohol. Yeah. Come on, bro, what you doing here?
Okay. Now, I got two big points to fire back at you with or bounce off you.
Okay.
You mentioned a road record, 12-20. Again, Golden State is really struggling on the road, but that started from the start. And I continue to tell you, there's something wrong with Golden State this year, and I think it all emanated from the punch that Draymond threw at Jordan Poole. They never got
y'all niggas talking about the wrong shit, bro.
And the great
I can't watch this shit, bro. These niggas be killing me.
Was fractured somehow. So I don't read as much into that as I do into the Grizzlies' road record, which is 12-20, as you point out. They're a better team right now than Golden State is. They're on the rise, and Golden State, to me, is slightly on the decline, even though they had the recent winning streak. It was mostly Clay. It was before Steph got back. But I still don't fear them in the West. But Memphis, would you believe their road record is worse? Or let me do it upside down. Would you believe your Lakers have a better road record than the Memphis Grizzlies have? That's all you need to know, because that shows you something was really amiss on the road for a very good basketball team that was virtually unbeatable at home. Not quite to Denver's level, but very good at home, but on the road.
The fact I had thought that shit was fake when I had seen the reports coming out, Colorado police investigating John Morant. But I thought that shit was fake because I had first seen it on Twitter, and y'all know Twitter got them weird pages that be faking shit.
Again, Shannon, he's the best player on the team. I don't know if they consider him the team leader, but he leads by it's his example that's going to get set on the road for the rest of them. And so they're going to end up kind of going as he goes on the road. And I told you in the second half at Denver, he went 2 of 10. They're up 8 at halftime. and they get blown off the floor. It was 63-39 Denver in the second half. And my question to you yesterday was, well, wait a second. He immediately went out and celebrated that? That's what's wrong with this picture to start with. Now, let me go.
Can I backtrack?
Go ahead.
Can I backtrack you on something? You said that is he the team leader?
Yeah.
They might say he's the leader publicly.
Yes.
But the question is, how many guys would follow? You want your leader, you like, okay, if Tom Brady's the leader, if Shannon Sharp's the leader, if such and such is the leader, do you feel comfortable with the 12, 13, 14 other guys following said guy? Do you feel comfortable with the 46 other guys on a football team following said guy? That's what you know if the guy's a team leader, because you want people to be able to gravitate, and sometimes the best player, but sometimes the best player isn't the best person or the best person to lead.
No.
Because he will lead you astray. And sometimes, Skip, some guys can do that. Some guys can do things that the other players can't do. LT wrote in his book, LT could party all night.
He could.
Come out and turn the lights out the stadium. But I don't know if that's necessarily, and he was the leader just because of the way he conducted himself.
Yeah.
And people looked at LT like, well, damn, how is he able to do that? And I wonder if LT ever saw back and said, you know what, had I done this instead of that, how much more impactful. I mean, he's the greatest defensive player ever, Skip, and we know some of the transgressions that he had off the field. I just think the thing is, Skip, is that Ja is so young and that he's so talented. I think the thing is, Skip, I don't really think he thought.
I just hope he learned from this. I just hope he learned his lesson and just chill out from all this shit.
Yeah.
He ain't killing nobody. He's not doing this and that. And so we excuse the behavior that of a young man. And sometimes it could have been growing pains. But I don't think a whole lot of, you don't want those kind of growing pains.
Yeah.
Growing pains. We understand that comes along with being
maturing.
Maturity, it takes some time. Some it takes longer than others.
Yeah.
But I'm not so sure that you want those type of growing pains for a young man.
Okay, and by the way, the Cowboy teams I covered through the 90s, the leader of those teams, and it wasn't even close, was Michael Irvin.
Playmaker.
Off the field, not so much. Hell had no fury like Michael Irvin unleashed after a victory off the field after hours. But when it was time to show up and play and lead that team, he led that team. So it's like
that was
LT,
his job, shit.
You know,
supposed to be
it's like do as
some
I
niggas
say,
that
not
just
as
made
I
to be
do
leaders, and
off
some
the
niggas just
field.
made to just
But
follow
when
around
it's
and
time
follow
to
shit.
make
It be like
plays and lead the football team, there was nobody better that I've ever covered, except maybe Michael Jordan, than Michael Irvin. Okay.
As long as you don't have too many guys following him down that path, you know, Michael did what he did. Michael Irvin, he did what he did. As long as you don't have a contingent.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, what Steven Adams was trying to say, well, Ja, if you stop this, maybe we can stop this bleeding of losing on the road, and maybe because Skip, if I'm a young guy, I look at the guy that's doing what he's doing. I'm like, man, as soon as I get in the situation, that seems to be okay. That's what I'm going to do. So you always try to set a positive example.
Yeah, so there's not a veteran leader on the Grizzlies except for Steven Adams, and I'm not sure he counts because he's not good enough. He's not a rising star.
Here he goes.
So when he made his comments, I'm sure ears were open, but when Ja is listening to those comments, they don't just go in
Damn,
one
so
ear
is
and
this
out
the
the
wrong
other.
one when he was
I
talking
don't
about
think
Ja
they
was
go
throwing
in
the
one
crib?
ear, because I don't think Ja's going to listen to Steven Adams. That's just me.
They probably went over his head. He's like, he ain't talking to me. So yeah.
And I saw an interesting one that was aimed at me and you and several other of the commentators around the country in sports media. And the tweeter basically said, hey, we all did some dumb, you know what, the SH word.
Yeah.
We all did some dumb SH when in our late teens and early 20s. Give him a little bit of a break. And it prompted me in my podcast today, I'm going to go through some of the dumb SH that I risked doing in my late teens and early 20s, and you may be a little surprised by it, but I don't have time to do it here. But I did some risky SH, and it was because I always made good grades, but I wanted to show my homeboys, I wanted to show the guys I played baseball and basketball with that I had a little of that stuff in me too. Like I wasn't afraid to try that or that. I'm not talking about drugs or alcohol, just things that we did that were crazy things. Okay. risky things.
He had to clear it
If
up.
one of those things had gone wrong, I would not be sitting here right now because they were that dangerous. But my point is, even though I was coming up and I was about to go off to Vanderbilt University, I continued to do some dumb SH while I was at Vanderbilt University, and I had a chance to make something of myself. I wasn't risking what Ja is risking, and that's what everybody sits back and shakes their head at, because I was looking at his contract. Okay, so he only makes $12 million as we speak this season. Only 12, but that's for most people, $12 million would be like,
they'll never see that in their lifetime.
Not in their lifetime. And I also looked this up. He's already made, at age 23, he's made $39 million.
Damn, nigga.
I don't know if he squandered some of that, but that's a lot my $39 million by the time you're 23.
I don't know if he squandered.
Okay? Now he's got the new deal that kicks in next year. It's 5 years for $200 million. So here are his salaries going forward. Next year's 34, then 36, 39, 42, and 44.
Damn.
That's his next 5 years that add up to around $200 million.
Right.
Okay, so we all sit back and say, what are you doing? What are you thinking?
Yes.
Well, he's not thinking.
Yes.
He's just being a kid right now, and that's fun
True.
for him, and he wants to show,
He
I don't know
around
if
my
there's
age, he
old
like, what,
homeboys or
22,
new
23?
homeboys. I can still hang with
21.
you guys. I still do what you guys do. I'm not better than you. I'm not above you. I can run the streets with you guys.
Right.
Okay?
I agree with you, Skip. I mean, the stuff that I did, I drove really fast. I mean, with the extent of things that I did, I probably knocked over a couple of, I'm sorry, I apologize now, some 40 years later, but we probably knocked over a few mailboxes.
Yeah.
Things where we would drive along and...
Adventurers.
That nigga say knocked over mailboxes.
We would knock people's mailbox over.
Okay.
So that's the extent of it. But I didn't do anything with gunplay. I didn't flash no
Got it.
guns. I didn't do
Right.
anything like that. But here's the thing, Skip. None of us had $230 million.
We just didn't. We didn't.
So the question that I have for people that's out there, and I'm going to put it in terms that I hope you can understand. Would you rather spend the next 20 years pretending or wanting to live a lifestyle where you have guns and you flash guns and you pulling guns or you pointing beams at people? Or would you rather have $230+ million, or would you rather have the potential of having a $500 million contract? Now, which would you rather live the next 20 years of your life as? A thug worried about, damn, can't sit with my back to the door. I got to worry about somebody running down on me. Or $500 million and have security
Shannon,
and
shut
sleep
your
good
ass.
at night. Which would you choose? Because you mentioned it, Skip. You said as a teenager or as a young, in your late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
You did not have $200 million. You had not made $39 million.
No. So, Shannon, it dawned on me last night when I looked up the money, he has made $39 million, and if he's saved it, invested parts or all of it,
Yeah.
you can argue he's already good, right? He's already a made man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I don't know if you
Absolutely.
call that generational,
Thanks,
but I
man.
think it's pretty close to generational wealth if you, again,
Oh, yeah.
you invest,
Hopefully, John's like, man,
love to hoop.
about this lifestyle, because there are people that really live.
That's what you're risking. Wouldn't you agree? We hear Kevin Durant and Book in Phoenix, and for that matter, Chris Paul talk about how they love to hoop together. I always
Yes.
get the feeling that Ja really loves to hoop. Like that's
Yes.
he knows
My
that's
fault,
what he
yeah.
was born to do. Well, now
Right.
he's faced with a crossroads where, do you want that taken away from you? Because that's what you're risking. Forget about the money. What is your happiness on earth? It's playing basketball in the National Basketball Association on national TV almost every night. Well, do you want that
Right.
taken away? Because that's what you're risking right now.
About this lifestyle, because there are people that really live that lifestyle. And
Bro,
they
you
take
don't know what
offense to
his
someone
life.
pretending
That's
to
another
live.
thing, bro. You don't know what this nigga was doing when he was growing up, bro. Just because he went to, bro, was staying in the suburbs, all that. You can still be a thug and live in the suburbs, bro. He was probably in the suburbs, bro. Nigga, no telling, bro. He was probably still sliding on ops, all that shit. No telling. But everybody be coming out with these memes and shit talking about John Morant and shit, bro. Nobody know what he really did except for his partners, bro, and his people that's close around him, bro, for real. And ain't nobody saying nothing about them. None of the people around him is not saying nothing about nothing he did, bro. Clearly, he must done some shit for real in the streets. No telling. But I hate when old folks be like, you not about that life, all that shit. But you don't know what he did, bro. And Shannon, this is not your first time saying that shit. And Skip, bro, you lucky I found the wrong video because I would have been on your ass about that. What he throws up every time he shoot, he throws up Crip. Like, bro, he want to be affiliated. He got to get put down. All that, man, shut the fuck up, bro. Please, you don't know what the hell you talking about, bro. You was like 70 plus, bro. Anyways, bro, y'all lucky I clicked the wrong video, bro. Because if I found the right undisputed video, bro, I would have been on their ass, boy. This video would have turned out real different. But yeah, I'm at 143 subscribers. Give me up to 1,000. Y'all fuck with me. I'm fuck with trying. Let's get it. Y'all ain't been watching my shit lately, but I think I'm shadow banned. But y'all need to tap the fuck back in, man.